Good morning. Today we're going to make loaded potato soup for our Thursday soup. We're going to start with 4 ounces, which is a half a cup of salted butter. We'll melt that. We have 1 medium onion chopped up, and I put it in a little bit of warm water. It helps mellow it out and you don't get all the smell in your eyes. And then we have half a cup of flour. Now, remember when you measure your flour, you scoop in and scrape it off. Don't pack it. Okay, we have 4 cups or 1 quart of chicken stock. We have 6 cups of cubed potatoes. Mine are a little different sizes, but they're no bigger than 1-inch chunks because it'll take longer to cook and you don't want to wait that long. And then we have half and half. The original recipe calls for milk. I don't have milk. I have half and half.
How much?
4 cups. Okay, and then what makes it a loaded potato soup is the garnishes. We have green onions. We have bacon, which these 2 I will chop up while everything's cooking. And then we have sour cream. Probably put a good 2 tablespoons per cup bowl. And then we have salt and pepper to taste. As I'm using salted butter, we taste before we put any more salt in it. And that should get us started. We'll be back when we start cooking. We're going to start with melting our butter. This is a power burner, so I've got it on a medium. Break it up. Okay, now we've drained our onions, and as soon as this gets started melting good, I'll put that in.
Tell them about your cheese.
And, on our garnishes, I forgot to add that we're gonna calls for 2 cups of shredded cheese. We're gonna use a sharp shredded cheese today. To go with our garnishing. Basically, anything you like in a loaded baked potato, you would put in your garnishes and stuff. I think I will turn that up just a little bit more.
You cook this still.
Get these onions started sweating, and then we'll add the flour. Okay.
We'll be back
I'll be back as soon as these onions are ready. To do a little bit. Now, if you're wondering why so much butter, it's because a half a cup of butter, because we're using a half a cup of flour. Now we're going to add our flour and stir that in. You want to cook it just enough to get the flour taste, raw flour taste out. You don't want to brown your flour, because if you want a nice white potato soup. Getting really good. That takes about 1 minute. So we'll turn this down just a bit more. Like I said, I don't want to do that. potato whisk.
This one?
Yeah.
It's not onions.
Okay. It's just about there. Now we still got a little bit more time for a minute.
What are you looking for?
My onions will be they're just about opaque, right? They're just about done. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. The onions are starting to get a little bit opaque. Not translucent. Close. Take that out. Now, we're going to add our chicken stock. A little stir there. And I like to whisk mine in. My stock's a little bit warm. It's not hot.
No, you don't want to put cold in the...
Yeah, I don't like putting cold in. Yeah. Okay, here you go. Thank you. I'll bring this up to... The recipe says to put the milk in now, but I'm not too sure that's right. I might have wrote something down wrong on that, but...
Well, it would scald your milk. You don't want
I don't want
that.
my milk scalded. I don't want it.
You're not supposed to bring it to a boil?
Yeah.
Well, you started to say and you never finished.
Heat this heated real good, cause when we bring it to almost to a boil, and then add the potatoes. That turned out real good. It didn't lump up or anything. That's why I like using warm, because I have better success rate of making a roux or a gravy with warm additives. So I don't get the lumping, and a little whisk. Okay, that's good. Go back to my spatula spoon. And go ahead and add the potatoes. Bring it to a boil.
Tell them about the water.
Oh, yeah. We kept the potatoes in water so they didn't brown. And just before cooking, we drained them. These will take, you bring this to a boil, reduce your heat, and cook it for about 20 to 25 minutes. Like I said earlier, the bigger the chunks, the longer it'll take to cook.
I'm looking forward to smell.
When the potatoes are done, they'll be soft and firm, but yet soft, not crunchy. Okay, I'll see you when we come back. This is looking a little bit thicker than I really like. It's been about 5 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and do what the recipe says and add the cream, or the half and half. I'm using half and half because that's what I have. The original recipe calls for milk. You see how thick that is? And it's kind of... add half of that for now and stir that in. It's just... much better. I think I might save about half of it for adding at the end, but this is much better than there. So it may take me a few more minutes now because of the adding the cold cream. Be back when the potatoes are all done. I've been cooking this for about 15 minutes, and the potatoes are still pretty firm and it's still pretty thick. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the cream. Now, something I didn't show you is I've been covering this with a lid and taking it off every couple of minutes to stir it. I've been stirring often because tends to stick to the bottom a bit. Of course, I'm using cast iron, so I don't know if that's what's doing it, but it was thickened up quite a bit, pretty good with the milk I had in it. I think this is going to go from another 5 to 8,
10.
maybe 10 minutes. See you back when it's ready. I got my lid. I took it off. I've been stirring every couple of minutes just to check. And while I'm stirring, I can feel less resistance from the potatoes. So we're going to take a fork. Still a little firm. I think maybe another minute. I know I tasted one. Let me see. Another minute maybe.
Salt, pepper.
And we can,
You want to do that?
yeah, we're going to add a pinch of salt and a little bit of pepper to it. Now I just buy the pink Himalayan salt. Good pinch. Not a lot. We need more. If anybody wants more at the table, they'll have to do that there at the table. Thank you. About 10 grinds of the pepper. Not a whole lot. Okay. Like I says, if anybody wants more salt and pepper, they can add it at the table. Nice and creamy. And we'll show you when we serve it up at the table. Thank you. The little thing I want to do is just to make it a little bit creamier and a little more better texture. I'd like to push this in 3 or 4 times. I still want chunky. That's about all I would do to it. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. Now we're going to try it.
Serve yourself, okay?
Okay.
It's easier than me reaching across.
Okay. Oh, look at that chunks of potato. Wow. This looks great. Let me get that. Sorry.
You just turn that away from the camera.
There you go.
Oh, and I will definitely have cheese.
Yeah, this is my carbs for the day.
Yeah. Yeah, so I told Gary, sorry. Carbs.
Yeah.
Yep. Next week will be better.
Yeah.
This is a high carb lunch.
Yeah.
So those on low carbs, this is not something you would want.
No, not for that diet. Okay. Sour cream.
Yes. I explained that it's a potato soup, and the loaded is what you add to it.
Nice. Onions. And I'm going to taste mine before I add salt and pepper.
I tasted it before, and I added a pinch of salt and a little bit of pepper, but yes, you need to taste it first.
Yeah. Very good. I will put some pepper.
Just a dash of salt. Just a little more bacon. There we go.
Alright.
Show the camera. And there you go.
I don't know which way to go.
This way. There you go.
There you go.
Okay. That's good.
Alright. A little bacon. Wow.
Okay.
Very good. Bye.
Bye-bye.